Hey, everybody. Welcome to another Tactical Tuesday here in Fearless Investors. I will tell my little story to start. We've got an awesome topic, though, tonight. We've got Krystal Kromm. She is from Central Alberta. She is visiting us tonight. She's going to tell her story. You may have seen it in Fearless. She posted some pictures and that sort of thing. You can always go look at them later, but she's going to show us some of them, run through some of her numbers. But Krystal has a number of, she's got experience behind her as a flipper, as a BRRRR specialist, and now she's starting to get into that world of not needing, but using other people's money. And so really cool story of how she started doing that and how she did a BRRRR in under 30 days. Like, its keys are handed over to tenants already. She just got it on December 14th possession. I believe and she'll tell my story or straighten out my story a little bit, but I believe it was December 14th was possession, and it's already handed over to tenants. So she's going to run us through some of her numbers, run us through some pictures, run us through, what did she learn, all that kind of stuff. So, but before I get to that, I'm going to tell you why I'm outside. And it's only -7, so it's really not a huge deal. And Corey graciously put heaters and stuff all around, but I kind of lost a bet. So today he's like, so where do you want to do your live? And I said, oh, anywhere. He's like, oh yeah, anywhere. So like outside. And I'm like, yeah, let's do outside. Yeah. Like, we're both being sarcastic, right? So he looked at me, he's like, you know what? I'm going to call your bluff. You want to do it outside? I'm going to set you up outside. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to call your bluff because I know it's way more work for you to do that. So sure. So guess what? He called my bluff. I called his. And I am the one who's sitting outside in the cold. He is literally a few feet in front of me on the other side of the house with a blazing wood burning fire going, enjoying, a beautiful warm room. Anyways, I figured why not? It's fun anyway. So welcome, guys. Thanks for saying hello as you come on. Dawson Creek, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a little chilly, but not bad. I actually feel pretty good. I've got a heater above me, heater here. Yeah, I'm wearing snow pants, like whole 9 yards. I got it covered. So from Guelph, awesome. Hey, Diane. Karina, same. Always Edmonton, awesome. Leo, nice to see everybody. The turkeys are in the house. Turcots, they also just recently funded their first private lend as well for their projects that they've been doing. So lots of fun stuff, lots of cool things. Welcome, guys. It's a new year. We're ready to roll. Kids are back in school. Whether you have kids or not, it affects our life, right? Because schedules are back in and routines are back in. Most people are back to work. So yeah, lots and lots of fun. Thanks. Chinadu? I see you from YouTube there. So yeah, if you guys don't know about our YouTube channel, check it out, Investor Life Inc. And for those of you on YouTube, if you want, we do lives, not only us, but 5 different people do lives 5 days a week here in Fearless. So if you want to jump in, you can always find our Fearless Investors Facebook group. Alrighty, I'm going to get rolling. Thanks, Irshad. It's starting off to be a good year. Better year than 2022 was, I think. Yeah, I just read how we came to our conclusion to host outside tonight. Yeah, it was funny. Lots of fun, though. Okay, so I'm going to bring Krystal on, guys. Krystal is an investor. Hey, Krystal.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, we're happy to have you here. So Krystal's an investor in Central Alberta. She's been investing for how long now, Krystal?
Well, I joined Ignited about 1.5 years ago.
So you were one of our scholarship winners.
Yeah, so that was pretty much the start of the main investing journey.
Is that right? So you had done some investing before, though, hadn't you?
No, well, we did a live-in flip, but not really. That was really when I decided to do it, get in there. It was mostly just watching before that.
Amazing. I did not realize that because you've just come out just a baton, and it's awesome. So exciting. Yeah. And it's just speaks to the scholarship winner. So every boot camp we give away a free scholarship to our Ignited mentorship program, and Krystal was the winner to that. So that's how she got into Ignited. And we're gonna learn from her today on what she's been doing, and pretty cool stuff. So okay, so let's talk about a timeline on this property. So this is a property that was in a judicial sale. Is that right?
Yeah, it was a court-ordered foreclosure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So had you ever done one of these before?
I had done a foreclosure before, but not a court order foreclosure. So when it's a regular foreclosure, you're dealing with a bank, and the lawyer at the bank will counter you or tell you no or whatever. It's very similar to a regular house buying process, where the court ordered process you don't really get to counter. Your offer either meets a threshold or doesn't meet a threshold, and then it goes to court. So there's lots of waiting as well.
Yeah, so the first post that you put in Ignited about this was October 10th. That you were like, hey, there's this property coming up. I've crunched the numbers. It looks good. Can you guys do a deal review on this? Take a peek through. And that was October 10th. So now you got possession of it December 14th.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so there was lots of waiting in there, not a lot to be doing, but you had your numbers all fixed up. However, December 5th, you posted in Ignited and said, hey, I think I'm gonna try doing a private lend. I have the money to do this, but I need to learn how to borrow money. So I think I'm gonna put it out there for a private lend, which was awesome. Tell me why you decided to do that.
Every investor will reach a point where the bank will say no more mortgages, especially on that residential side. So at some point, we and every investor will run out of their own money. And if you want to continue to grow a portfolio and continue to build wealth and freedom for that future, you have to work with others. You have to work as a team. You have to borrow money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wise words. And the beautiful part, guys, first big learning out of this is she had the money to be able to do this on her own. But in her post, she said, I can do this on my own. I do have funds. However, I know I'm going to have to learn to start using other people's money. So I thought I would start on this one. So, what an awesome position to be in where you can do the deal, whether or not you get a lender, but use it as practice, right, Krystal? Use it as practice. Now, tell us about your first lend. And people are asking what your Instagram handle is. Oh,
Oh, I think it's my first name underscore my last name.
you know what? And Nicole she was on it. I think, is it Krystal.Kromm maybe?
Oh, maybe it is. Yeah, maybe.
Okay, there you go. So, yeah, okay. So tell us about the timeline. So you got kind of realized that you were going to be getting it in early December.
Yeah. So the very first encounter with the property was like couple first days in October. So I saw it on the MLS. So that's a big question that always comes up is how did you find the property? Where do you get these deals from? So the MLS, it was on there. I was actually out of town at my day job, and my realtor, he's fantastic. He went to the property for me and did viewing for me,
Yeah.
and then we liked it. We did some numbers on it. I put in an offer. It was rejected because it was too low. Lots of offers are rejected. Don't let that discourage you or scare you off. The majority of offers I make are rejected. Just keep going. Then
I
we
love
did
how
some more numbers.
I love how you teach and share all of your learnings with everyone around you, Krystal. It's so awesome. And that's what your Instagram is so awesome for too. Nicole was telling me about it today.
Okay, yeah, I have fun on there. I
Okay.
hope you guys laugh and learn.
Right? Laugh and learn. Awesome. Okay, so your offer was rejected because it was too low.
Yep. So it was too low. So then I made another offer, and I believe that one was rejected as well. So when we flip, whether it's to someone else or we flip to ourselves, there's the famous line that you make your money when you buy. So you have to know your numbers before you even buy the property. So there's some great tools available, even in the investor forums for Investor Life. Use those. Calvert has some good tools that are free. Use those. Know your numbers before you even make an offer. So we knew.
Yeah, case in point was you started crunching numbers on this in October before you had even put an offer in. And that's ideal because a lot of people will put their offer in after they've start crunching numbers after they have an offer in, which makes no sense at all. So good steps. You crunched your numbers, you put in an offer, finally you got an accepted one.
Yep. Probably at the end of October, I think. And then that triggered a court date. And so at that point, I started getting contractors into the property. I did take 2 different contractors through just to have multiple quotes for something. I had like the carpet guys, the flooring people come in, the contractor come in. Yeah, and just the other contractor, I think. I did replace the furnace in the hot water tank, and that was just a phone call. I don't think they needed to come to the property. I don't remember, but it would have been partly lined up during that time. And then it was more waiting for a court date. And then the night before it was to go to court, someone else put an offer in, and I was like, "Oh gosh, darn it!" Like
you're already invested in this mentally and time wise, right?
Yeah. So then the listing realtor, they're always like, there's another offer on the table. Do you want to increase your offer? Do you want to make it a stronger offer? The offers, when they go to court, already have to be unconditional. So when you want to make a stronger offer in that sense, she's like, do you want to pay more for this property? I said no at that time. So I stood my ground. I was like, nope. And then I went to court the next day, and the judge adjourned court. And we were like, why would that happen? We speculate that it was because our offers were very similar.
Okay.
So then we had to wait another week for another court date. And I did increase my offer by just a couple $1,000s. So my original offer was $87,000, and I increased it to $91,500.
Okay, so people are going to want to know. Oh, hang on. There we go. Where did you buy? Especially when we're talking about $87,000,
Yeah.
whole condo or townhouse, as they're known. So where did you buy?
So the MLS system is where I found it. Oh, where Red Deer in Central Alberta.
Central Alberta, Red Deer, yeah. And Heather, the MLS system is where she found it.
So my realtor has me set up on automatic email listings for foreclosures in Red Deer and Central Alberta. So Sylvan Lake, Lacombe, Innisfail, towns around me.
Yep. Awesome. Okay, so you get this property. Now, I saw a post, somebody said, how on earth? So guys, remember, she bought the property, had massive amount of work done on it, like everything from interior to new hot water tanks, furnace, lighting, ceilings, had to do ceilings, and then the normal carpet paint, like new kitchen, new bathroom, new bathtub, new surround. It looks like the whole entire place. And then you had keys handed over in under a month to your tenants that were already renting your place. So tell us how on earth you do that in 3.5 weeks on a birth.
So one is transparency with the contractors. So they very much understood what I was wanting to do. They understood that this was going to court, and I had them in and quotes back to me before court. And, so I was like, if it goes to court, this is going to be my possession day. I want you in on that day. So they knew ahead of time, and they could book into their schedule to come in on possession day and be ready. So one thing that I will say I learned, don't book things right on possession day. Like if anything gets stalled, you want a day or two. So I wouldn't do that again. I would give myself 1 or 2 days there.
Yeah, good call, especially with some land titles offices and stuff. You just never know, right? So again, another good learning. So in your case, you did get possession on the date you were supposed to. You did get your contractors in. They were pre-prepped to say, hey, this is a short timeline and I'm going to need you in as soon as I get possession. So tell us about say day 1 to 3. What did you end up doing?
So you said the kitchen. We didn't actually touch the kitchen.
Oh, okay.
It already had soft close cabinets, some updates in there, a new sink, new faucet. The kitchen was already nice. So we didn't have to wait on kitchen cabinets or anything like that because sometimes that can be a 2-month wait. So the first 2 weeks were crazy. Everybody was there. Like there was probably 5 people for the contracting team to tear out the bathroom, to start we had to skim coat the walls because they were in such disrepair. There was like spray paint on them and it dripped, and there was no way you could just paint it. They were skim coated, then painted. So all of that happened very, very quickly. They were awesome. They are some of the best contractors I'd ever used. And I'm very happy with all their work. And then it kind of slowed down because then it was Christmas. This was during
Yeah.
Christmas.
Okay,
So
we didn't even include that. This is the month that starts and includes the Christmas break, which everything slows down for. Okay, so it's Christmas. So you left, you had a few days off, right? You didn't work through Christmas?
no. So yeah, like probably a week off, in like shy of a week. I put in some days where the contractors didn't.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
basically December 27th, we get back at it. So it was me and one other contractor from the 27th to the end of the month. And he was fantastic and so good to work beside. I did a lot of painting. I worked beside a painter, and they just plugged along. And I kept making their list longer. They didn't complain about it. They were happy to do it. They did good work. They did fast work.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So you didn't do all the work yourself. What
No,
what are the things that you contracted out?
everything but painting. So I don't I don't use any tools. I don't like doing that. I can paint. That's it. So they ripped everything out, carried all the heavy stuff out. I had a fantastic taper patcher. They fixed everything, painted ceilings, replaced some light fixtures, the flooring, the plumbing. Yeah.
Okay.
One big surprise we had was the electrical.
Wow.
So in this property, there was no lighting in the basement when we went down there. Um,
Great.
so when my realtor and I went, we were using our phones as flashlights to like try and see around the basement. And I thought the lights were just burnt out or like no light bulb in the socket. When we actually got some power down there and like other lights down there, we found out that all the wires had been stripped. So we think that people took it for the copper in it, right? And then so we had to restring all the lights, but it worked out great because we had an electrician come in and he put in fantastic pot lights everywhere.
Yeah, they're beautiful. Let's see, and I know we have numbers to go through, but let's see some pictures so that everyone can kind of follow along with our like mental picture as you go through talking about this. Because it's one thing to hear, oh, we had a gut job, but then to see the gut job or to see the state of the basement, like, yeah,
Mhm.
it's
It was
and then to
bad.
see what
Oh,
it is now in like 3 weeks, it's unreal. So just go ahead and share your screen and open it up for me, and then I can add it.
oh, is it
It's okay.
under settings?
Um, so no, it should just be, let me see here. You know what? Let me grab it. I can grab it too. I had it set up on my other computer and then I ended up outside, but that's okay. Okay. I'm almost
Oh,
there.
what about? Oh, there we go. I found it. So
Okay.
okay.
Oh, there you go.
Is it? Oh wow. Okay, so it's
Yeah,
sharing.
it's sharing.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's on sharing
Good
right
job.
now. Okay, if I click away, I can't see. So tell me if
There you go.
something changed. Okay, so this is an upstairs. So there's 3 bedrooms. Upstairs, it's the townhouse. 3 bedrooms, full bath upstairs, main floor, kitchen, living room, and then the basement. So like this is the wall that was spray painted. And
Yeah.
like the doors, so this is, I think it's a 1977 townhouse. The doors went all the way to the ceiling, the doors and the closets.
Wow.
So, like I said, skim coated the walls, painted them. We
Okay.
framed in the doors and the closets.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Can you make it bigger? Can you go to view and up your zoom to like maybe
Yes.
150%, remember?
Um,
Oh no, it's not wanting to work. Okay, that's okay.
sorry.
No, no, don't be sorry. This is my fault, not yours. I'm the one who has us on a crazy timeline.
Is that better?
Let me see here. Yeah, it is. Perfect. You're so good. Okay, so yeah. So you had to skim coat, like you had, what other surprises did you have? You had your surprise of the electrical, the copper wires being stripped. Lovely. What else did you have surprises of that you had to skim coat walls, I would imagine?
We knew that ahead of time. We were prepared for that. We didn't really have any other surprises. Like we walked through the property and we don't get a home inspection done for these. We're like, we like between having contractors through it, my husband through it, myself through it, the realtor through it, like we take a pretty thorough look at the property and make that renovation scope while we're there and while we're looking through everything. So we didn't have too many surprises.
Yeah, you had a
Okay, the
pretty good.
bathroom. Oh my
Oh, that's
goodness, this bathroom is disgusting. So the property had been winterized. Um, like just it's so ugly. It's terrible. This is a hole between the master bedroom and the bathroom. So we took out the surround, put in new hardware, put in tile, new tub, new toilet, new vanity, new flooring, new drywall work everywhere.
Let me ask you, did you get any of this stuff like at a massive discount? Do you have someone in your back pocket that gives you, or was this like buy it at market value and get it installed as soon as you can, or do you shop around for deals?
So I do shop around for deals, but this contractor also doesn't have a markup on supplies. So a lot of contractors will charge 15% or 10% on anything they buy back to me. This guy does not. And they're very cognizant of prices because at the end of the day, this is a business where we want to make money. So they understand that. I make that clear to them. So
Okay,
cheap
so
but nice.
cheap but nice. Yes, that's right. This is a rental. This is not a house you're moving into. This is not a place that's going to be sold to a higher end, higher income earning person. So cheap but nice. Um,
Yeah.
Another point for those of you that are watching, just another point of learning. Crystal's always sharing what she's learned, and you know that her contractors don't do additional markup on supplies. So some will do that. They'll be like, well, if I spend $100, then you know I've gone to get it and taken my time, and rightfully so. I'm going to charge you $120 for that same toilet. But some contractors don't do that. They consider that part of their whatever job. So that alone, that 20% difference just in supplies when you're doing a massive renovation can make a big difference. So another thing we can learn from you. So thanks for that, Krystal. Okay, what else you got here?
So this is the master bedroom. And so one thing you always have to be careful of, especially if you're doing a BRRRR opposed to a flip, is to not over renovate. So this is $150,000 townhouse. So the carpet was $2.50 a square foot. The paint, I bought some of it, the contractor bought some of it. They get a 40% discount on paint at Cloverdale that they pass on to me. So don't
Nice.
over renovate rental properties.
And so how do we know when we're over renovating? Are we looking at our tenant demographic? Are we looking at who we're going to sell to down the road? What are we looking at?
Yeah, all of those. So, well, it has to match. Like if it was a $450,000 house or a house flip at the end of it, I probably wouldn't put in $2.50 carpet. Maybe I would put in, you know, vinyl plank flooring that is maybe $5 a square foot. Things like
Yeah.
that. Laminate countertops versus quartz countertops, different light fixtures. things like that. This is one of my favorite before and after. This is orange carpet. The 70s. I don't
I
know.
think I grew up with that carpet in my house, like in my house that I grew up in. That was our carpet. I'm pretty sure.
Nice. Nice.
My mom hates it to this day. So, okay, so we get an idea of the place.
Yep.
Keep scrolling. Show us these pictures.
Yep.
There's the wires ripped out of the ceiling, I see.
Yeah.
There's our multicolored paint going on all over the place.
Yeah.
Lovely.
It was bad. It was so
Yeah.
bad. That looks like the last one for some of that. Oh, that's yeah,
yeah,
that's it.
all right.
So I can show you guys some numbers because everybody always loves numbers too.
Yes.
Okay.
Krystal is very much on top of everything, guys. If you're needing a place to place some money, I think there's a little bit of a good place over here. She's like, all right, let's get to the good stuff. Let's talk about numbers. And that's how she is in Ignited too.
Yeah.
When she's doing a year, she's like, let's get to the good stuff. So let's do it.
Okay. Okay. So this
So I don't know
this format is basically. Sorry.
I don't know if you can make it bigger
Oh, make it
at
bigger.
all.
Okay.
Yeah, if you can go up to
Yeah, I
the view and
can.
maybe
That.
and then yeah,
Yeah.
and then if I
Okay.
okay, let's try that. Let's see if that works.
This go on.
No, you're good. Yeah, this is great. So I see
Okay.
sale price, deposit, purchase costs. I see that.
Okay, good. Okay. So this is how I break everything down. So sale price 91.5. So my initial offer was I think like 83 or something. So that'd go up. Deposit 18.3, so that was the down payment. Because this was a foreclosure and it was a private mortgage, they insisted on a higher price for title insurance. Usually it's about $300 where I live, so this was a little bit more expensive. I went through Calvert there in Alberta and Ontario. They were awesome. They are private funders who fund flips, fund BRRRRs. They get what we do. They also help screen the deal too. So if you send them something and they look at it and they look at the potential ARV and they're like, no, this isn't going to make money, they won't give you money. So it's like an extra step in your buying process and making sure you're buying good deals. So
Absolutely.
private lender fee,
Oh, sorry.
that was for, so I borrowed $50,000 to help go towards the renovation costs and the down payment. And that is the fee that I paid for borrowing that money. The legal fees here. So my lawyer
So
disbursements.
it was $1,000.
Mhm.
But what rate was that?
Yeah, so that's kind of fun. So that's 24% interest on that money. So initially it was going to be 15%. So this is unsecured promissory note lending, and the normal going rate for that is 15%. But when you are only borrowing $50,000 for a month, it worked out to like 600 and something dollars, which isn't great incentive to give someone your money. You want to make money on your money. So I was like, that's, $600 isn't really enough to make someone want to put their money to work even for a short period of time. So I just boosted it up to basically a flat lending fee of $1,000 for that time. And it worked out to 24% interest.
Nice. So again, guys, we get caught up in numbers a lot and we kind of go, oh no, I want, at least 15% on my money, or I want at least 8%, or I don't get out of bed for this much or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's not necessarily based on a percentage, neither from what we offer as investors, nor what we take as private lenders. So, the deal has to make sense to you. And in this case, Krystal's like, I only need money for a month. And quite honestly, most people that say that need it for longer. She didn't. But, I only need money for a month. So I can afford to pay a higher rate here because no one's going to bother to do all that finagling and get me their money if it's not going to be worth it for them. So yeah, brilliant and reasonable. You're putting yourself in the mind of your lenders, in their seats, and seeing how would this feel to me? How would, if I was the lender, would this make sense? And if not, you adjust it. So good job. All right, let's get back to the numbers.
Holding costs. So this looks ridiculous for holding costs because it's such a short period of time. You don't really get true holding costs in a sense. Like usually they're much higher than this. So the private mortgage will be paid out before the first mortgage payment is even due, which is super cool.
Yeah. Say that again. Yeah. Say it again.
Yeah. The entire private mortgage will be paid out before the first mortgage payment is even due.
Yeah, that's amazing. Good job. I mean, if everyone could run a BRRRR like this, like everyone would have 50 of them going on every month. So yeah, good job. All right, what else we got?
Okay, so here's the renovation cost. So this is where all the money went. So appliances. So this is cool. So I had not purchased appliances through this company before. It's called Central Alberta Appliances, and they are refurbished appliances. So they're nice, but they're used and refurbished, and they offer a 90-day warranty on all of the products. So they're Kijiji prices on stuff that works and that you get warranty with. So this, we bought washer, dryer, stove, microwave, and fridge for $2,000. Like that's they delivered and they hooked up. And there's a stove that they took away. Yeah.
Right on.
Renovation costs. So this was like the tear out of the washroom, the fixing of the walls, the painting, the ripping of the carpet off the walls, all of those little things. They did do a little bit of plumbing for me. That's that. Carpet. So stairs, upstairs, downstairs, and 2 flights of stairs came to just shy of $5,000. Home Depot, we love Home Depot. That's like paint, spackle, random things. Electrician and the hot water tank and the furnace. So this line item, I really went back and forth on a couple of times. So the property was winterized. I didn't actually know if the furnace worked or the hot water tank needed replacing or not. So on one hand, I was like, should I replace a working furnace if it does work? Do I want to spend that money? Because that's a lot of money. But I was like, now is the time to do it. So instead of waiting for a call that the furnace is broken down the road, I just am going to replace it with a high energy efficient furnace. So tenants will like that because their gas bills will be less with the high efficiency furnace. And then I don't have to worry about it. It works and it will help to increase the economic life of the building, which will also help to increase the after repair value of the property. So I just did it. And then the total cost there was 34. No legal fees because I kept it, I didn't sell it. Yeah. And then this is the breakdown of it here.
Okay, so we bought it for $1.15.
Yeah.
That includes a purchase cost of $5,500 or on top of?
On top of. So add. So total into the property, all said and done before refinance is the $131,000, and then refinance. So I had the property appraised. The bank will appraise the property. They obviously have to for the BRRRR, but they don't give you a copy of the appraisal, which drives me crazy. So I also just
pay for it.
yeah, I try to tell them that. I'm like, I pay for this. Give me a copy of what I'm paying for. And they're like, no. Yeah. So I just order one because I like to have the written documentation of everything. So it was $150. I do think it should be a little higher than that, but I was like, whatever, I'm still happy with that. So the net difference is the $18,300. So that's the original down payment basically, and then the cash left in the deal after the refinance is just shy of $12,000. So that works out to 8% interest instead of 20% interest, which you would typically need to buy an investment property. So
Amazing.
that, yeah, this is why I love a BRRRR. So you can get more for less, basically. Your money works smarter, better, harder, however you want to say it. You get more. You can go farther. You get to leverage better.
Absolutely. And I will say BRRRRs are generally safer in a market that is going up, right? Because it gives you a lot of room for issues to come up. BRRRRs are also in those markets, if they're rising market time in that BRRRR, also the market has gone up by the time you need to refinance. So all of those things help, but you're in a flat market and here you still made this happen. You're in a market that has a lack of tradespeople, but clear communication, I think, is what I've heard from you many times. Clear communication, full transparency with your contractors. And I think, to be able to get everybody lined up and everybody working for you, I have a feeling you treat them very well as human beings as well. Because if you didn't, I really don't think you would have been able to pull this off. Am I right?
Mhm.
Do you have good relationships with your contractors?
I think so. Yeah. They're good. They made some comments afterwards. They're like, "Oh, you're so good to work beside," and it was good. We actually really, really hit it off together. These guys, I appreciate what they do, and they're like, "Oh, thanks," to me, but I'm like, "You guys are the rock stars. Like, you guys are the ones that did all this work, not me. Thank you for helping me do this." And I
Right?
show them, they're young too, and I'm like, "Look, guys, like, do this, do this. This is how you build wealth for your future."
Right? Yeah,
Mhm.
that's awesome. And just let's throw that in. What do you do in your day job, Krystal? Are you generally a handy dandy contractor kind of person?
No, I drive an ambulance. I'm a paramedic, so I had to pull some Christmas shifts too this year, like Boxing Day and stuff on the ambulance, so
Okay, and I think Nicole, I saw, maybe it was Nicole, said something that you also hosted Christmas dinner all through this.
yeah, I did. It was fun. And New Year's. That was awesome.
On New Year's.
Yeah.
Liz. Okay, so seriously though, like, were you tired? You're also a mom. You
Mhm.
know, were you tired? Did it take, or was it as easy as it seemed? Tell us about yeah.
So I'm super type A, like I'm very organized, and you need a plan A and a plan B. And I write to-do lists like every day, and then I give myself a check mark too because I want the little dopamine hit.
Mhm.
I just stay organized. I do a lot of food prep on days when I'm not working for days when I'm just like, here we go, let's put it in the crock pot in the oven. Just stay organized. Yeah.
So and you are like the poster girl for my case where I say, guys, if you want a good joint venture partner, you want a good, flip person to give your private lend or monies to, whatever, find a mom, because to me it's like the hardest job in the world to get everyone organized and done and fed and somewhat clean and whatever else. And you just take that set of skills and you put it right over into renovating and dealing with tenants and contractors and all that kind of stuff. It's the same deal, just a different what's that expression? Same. Anyways,
Yeah.
someone's asking if you have a template or if there's somewhere they can access it.
Um, the template just for the spreadsheet, like this
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
I I don't know, I can post it or something. I'll, like, download a PDF of it and post it in Ignite it or something.
Sure. Thank
It's
you. That's awesome.
yeah.
All right. Someone's saying, what's next? You keeping on going? What are you doing? Was your private lender happy? That's my question.
I think so, I hope so. I don't have her money back yet, so I'm pretty sure she has happy, but I'm, like, in communication with her, and I told her that it's on its way this week, so, yeah.
Getting ready.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I think investing in our education is key. So I've signed up for some more real estate investing courses so I can continue to learning. Like I'm in Ignited, so rewatching some of those lessons, going through the tools that are there for us. Like everything is there for us. So just learning and relearning, continuing with that, and yeah,
It's awesome,
analyzing some multi-families with another partner, which is fun. Hopefully we can BRRRR that next.
right? And whether it's a big place or a small place, it's the same systems and processes. So that's the beauty of it. So last question, and then we're gonna run. What is the rental income? They're just curious to know how much rent you got for that.
So we got good rent for this. So the rent is $1,600. So I'll show you. I'll share my screen again. So this is, am I sharing or not yet?
Yeah, you sure are. Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Okay,
Sorry.
so for example, this is a tool that we get in Ignited. I'll make it bigger. 200. Is that, can you see it all right?
Perfect.
Okay, so this is the breakdown of that. So the rent. So does it cash flow? Yes, a whole $31. So that's where interest rates are at.
Yeah.
That is what it is. So it's not great, but it's better than negative. And
Well, and what's your ROI?
So total returns after first year, 41%.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
So we invest for multiple reasons. One of them is cash flow. One of them might be for our ROI for our whole portfolio. Percent down, your leverage ceiling is 8%. Most investors, like you said, we have to put down 20. So you have 8% in the property. You're 41% after your first year, and you are break-even cash flow. So yeah, ain't that shabby? All right, guys. Thank you, Krystal, so much for sharing this. I love it. When I saw your post, I'm like, okay, we have to get this. And it was rushed. It was a busy day for you, so I appreciate you taking the time because I know that was tough. But thank you for doing it. It was awesome. It's motivational, guys. If you want to get a hold of Krystal, find her on Facebook or find her on Instagram. Apparently, I need to follow you on Instagram because I don't really go on there. But apparently, I've heard it's pretty hot stuff. So, all right. Yeah. All right, guys. Cheers. We'll see everybody next week for another Tactical Tuesday. And congrats. And Krystal, keep us in the loop. All right. And we'll see you Ignited's over in Laser. Cheers, everyone. Good night.
Good night.